December. Welcome to December, the 10 and 12. This is the 12th month by our Gregorian calendar, but the root of December, DEC, means 10. Um, I did a reading for a beautiful soul last night, and I was led to create a new format for me anyway, a new format, and I called it the decimation of self. Which 10, decimation, when you're speaking like military terms, when you decimate a unit, you get rid of everything, you obliterate it. Um, Shout out 24th ID, who I think got decimated once, I think in Korea or Vietnam, one of them, but holding to that group of soldiers. But decimation means everything's got destroyed. Um, in speaking to 2025, which I told you was the year of knowledge, the year of the snake, the year of control, the year of tricksters, this 12th month is the final month of the year, but metaphysically for me, it's the beginning of 2026. Think about it in the aspect of 1221, the winter solstice. The true root of a lot of pagan and religious holidays is the turns of the wheel. You have the winter solstice, the beginning of winter. It is where you better be planting the seeds that you want to see and getting rid of the stuff that you don't want to see any more of. So we'll use that as decimation. So what I'm getting at is on 1221, to me, legitimately begins 2026 before it even gets here. So you are in this moment right now in December. You are supposed to be decimating everything that no longer serves. And I've been saying that since like 2017, well, really 2018, fervently, I should say. Let go of what no longer serves. Stop holding on to what's holding you back. And what a lot of people don't realize is the main thing that is holding them back is their beliefs. And I'm not speaking strictly religious, I'm talking about your beliefs, your ideology of what you have to do, what you should expect from others, what you should allow from others. Those are all belief systems. If you think that you owe somebody something, that's a belief system. If you think somebody owes you something, that's a belief system. It's bigger than Jesus is my Lord and Savior, or I worship the ancestors. It's deeper than that shit. Those are, again, lower level functions, with all disrespect intended. When you get caught up on cycles of separation and selling your energy into different thought forms that you think are going to save you when you've done nothing to save yourself, that's a belief. Those are lower level functions. I'm trying to figure out the best format of what's pulling me apart, and I'm going to use that format that's pulling me apart on how to hold myself together. Make that make sense. Holding this to you all. I'll speak to you all before I get started because I'm probably not going to stop. I need to get this done. So, welcome to December. You should be decimating everything that no longer serves in your energy. And to think about it from this aspect too, a lot of people claim to do shadow work, and a lot of people pat themselves on the back talking about they doing trauma work, but you're still trauma bonding. You're still holding on to your past as a format to learn to stay present so that you can produce a better future. You didn't get rid of the trauma. And here's my personal perspective and experience is you don't get rid of the trauma. You just stop showing up. The trauma, your experiences that you've been through. And again, if you're new to me, traumas are double-ended. Traumas are, in a sense, it's a energetic marker left in your energy. The best steak I've ever had, traumatic. The worst steak I ever had, traumatic. They're still traumas. It's just one has a different connotation of use based off of what we believe. See how belief came right back around? So we've been lying to ourselves. The majority of people been lying to themselves about doing shadow work and letting go of their traumas, but then they either walk around with the trauma, trying to make sure that it doesn't come back, or they now, the most dangerous thing I've been seeing recently is they now become the trauma. This is where you'll hear me start talking about narcissistic victimization. The victim now realizes that somebody else did them wrong, and then they switch places. Instead of realizing, holy shit, that was a narcissistic motherfucker, and I gave them too much space to injure me, you now want vindication. You now want validation. You want to exchange roles. The victim now becomes a narcissist because they need to show the narcissist how to become a victim. Holy shit. Ouroboros circle, infinity loop. You are still using shit as a doctrine. Where you have been shitted on, you now want to shit on others. Make it make sense. You can't get anywhere. That is what I'm trying to tell y'all, where you buy this lie of energy is either created or destroyed. It's a truth in this realm because you keep using the same energy. You want validation, you want vindication, you want awareness, and you want recognition for what you went through so that you can change the value. What you went through should already change the value on its own. If you keep going back to the experience to figure out how much damage it caused you, every time you keep going back to the experience to check how much it damaged you, you're still damaging yourself. Resonance and ignorance, but let your life tell your tale. Too many of y'all can't get anything I'm saying because you're stuck in what you believe. Yet what you believe have not shown you anything different. So at that point, decimation hasn't been met. What I'm saying is December, the allegorical 12th month. 12 in my systemology means the ritual. We have 12 months we go through. We got 12 months of rituals that they keep putting on us to keep our energies in cycle. So if we are only caught in this cycle of things using our energy against us, it might be time to decimate that system. That scares a lot of people. This does not mean get out there and destroy anything else. It means stop placing yourself in a position for destruction. You see how I just turned accountability and responsibility versus getting out here and pointing the finger and starting wars and all this other shit? Take accountability for why you keep using the same ritualistic systems that keep us collectively hung up. 12, the hangman, keeps us hung up on this cycle of 12, waiting to get free. Again, make that make sense. So the reading is titled The 10 and the 12. 10, choice, the wheel of fortune, how I use my energy. 10, how I use my energy in the 12, the ritual. How am I using my energy in the ritual? The stupidest and smartest thing in what I just said was, why are you in the ritual? Belief. So here's 10 steps to decimate your belief systems so that you can start taking accountability for why you keep showing up. If you take 10 out of the 12, you only have two things left. What you keep connecting to, what you keep reflecting with, what you keep establishing balance with. So these 10 cards that I'm getting ready to throw are 10 points for the individual and for the collective. Get it how you live. Resonance and ignorance. Get it how you live. Here is 10 potential steps. Something I've said for over a decade. We are all having the same experience. You're just putting your personal perspective on it based off of what your experiences have shown you. You understand that? I can go to the store and buy a piece of candy and it could be good for me. The same person, somebody else can go to the store and buy that same piece of candy and it'd be bad for them. It's still the same experience. It's just you found a different connotation of value. So you understand it? We all are making choices every day. It's just how you're allowing your choices to pull you in the multiplicity of directions. Same experience, different outcomes based off of what you believe. So these 10 steps, you need to start figuring out what you believe in this most dangerous word I keep trying to teach y'all, WHY. Why do I believe what I believe? And the minute you come out of your pie hole with some scripted shit that has been fed into you, programming, you're already lost. And that is not me trying to be funny. It's just reality. If I go to a fifth grader and ask him an eighth grade question, there is no understanding there unless they've already been exposed to it. And furthermore, if the fifth grader has already been exposed to eighth grade information, but he or she feels safe in fifth grade, they're not going to access it. That is the majority of people. You got access to everything out here to help you get out of what you're stuck in. You're comfortably stuck because you feel safe. So I guarantee you, in these 10 cards, your safety will be challenged. Your safety will be challenged because getting out of the ritual that already has you under containment is a fear. This ties into the 5 monkey experiment where you got the 5 monkeys in there with the banana and the ladder. The first 5 got abused, and then they put a 6th one in there and took one of the first ones out. It's always collective, but you can use it for your individuality too. So you had the 5 monkeys. They sprayed them every time they tried to get the banana. Took one of the monkeys out and then introduced the sixth monkey. Four of the original monkeys beat the other monkey up because hell no, we get abused every time you try and touch that banana. The new monkey didn't know what the hell was going on, but the new monkey learned the belief system of abuse. Never experienced abuse, so then the new monkey met abuse by becoming its own abuser. That's where we're at. You can tell somebody something if it does not coincide with the current hive mind, it's skewed, it's thrown out. It's not given any validity because you're just being different. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're an atheist. You're this, that, and the other. You are breaking the status quo, but then all the people caught in status quo don't want to be in status quo. We need change. Well, holy shit, here's a perspective on how to change it. Shut up. And I'm not saying that personally, as in how I take people delivery towards me. It's easy to see. Nobody wants to do anything different because you're caught in a cycle of doing the same while expecting different results. We call that the definition of insanity. So here is 10 points, 10 choices to help you get rid of this energy, definitely before 1221, because those seeds that you plant on 1221 are going to show you your 2026. So I'll shuffle again, just shits and giggles, but I already know where this is going. Why? As a vibrationalist, it's easy to see energy. Not just a numerologist, a vibrationalist. I see energy. And I see where things are going because people are only pulling from a set of the same. You understand that? You ever seen that good movie where, they'll have like the angels or some spirits watching, but like, all he has to do is do this and choose this. And he's like, oh, he's not going to choose it. Why? Because he doesn't have enough trust to do anything different. And he's got too much trust in using the same. So you fuck yourself. So step one, the decimation of the ritual. Step 1 out of 10. The decimation of the ritual, it's a 10. It's 28. 2, connection. 8, struggle. You're too connected to the loop, but this is also 2 8s. 88, you're too traumatized. 88 is what I call the gatekeepers, your traumatic memory points. If your gatekeepers are making you stay still, this is the analogy of sheep in a field. You only need a 5-foot fence. To contain 100 sheep, you only need a 5-foot fence and put the biggest or the lead sheep behind it, and everybody else will follow. You are easily distracted. This is the siren. The voice in your head that can control you, the voice in the head that's controlling you is not your own. You're distracted by everything you're being shown. Can't make that shit up. You're too connected to the struggle, but 2 + 8 is 10. You've already chosen the 10 things that you should be getting rid of, and you'll fight to keep them. As an individual and as a collective. You've been shown everything that you need to let go of, but you'll keep voting to keep it, or you'll keep praying to keep it, or you'll keep paying to keep it, you'll keep begging to keep it, which means you haven't kept yourself. I lied. You kept yourself. You kept yourself in subduction, but you kept yourself from becoming free. Self-enslavement. So you're too distracted and too connected to everything that is already pulling you apart, which means you won't fight to hold yourself together. So that's step 1 in the decimation. You're already distracted. Step 2. Wow. You are bound. This is the genie in reverse. There ain't no genie out here granting you your wish. You understand that? The genie is basically in captive to the vessel that contains it, whether it's a lamp or a glass bottle. And all it can do is give its wishes or its power to somebody else that owns it. Don't nobody else own you. You just don't own yourself. You're too busy out here taking losses because you believe in the 33. I keep telling y'all, 33 ain't got shit to do with no Kundalini. 33 ain't got shit to do with no system of mastery, and ain't got nothing to do with the vertebrae in the body. It has everything to do with the thought that keeps on replicating. And what is the thought that keeps on replicating? Distraction. Remember, this was the siren. This is the voice in the head. Could you elaborate on the 12th house energy? Think about what you said. And again, Resonance only. If you're talking about like the 12th house as far as astrology, trap. You're already housed. I keep trying to tell y'all, as beautiful as astrology is, and as much sense as you can make it make sense, that's the problem. And I'm not being personal with you. I'm just speaking generally, and I've been saying this for about 10 years. So humor me. Every time you use the signs of yourself in separation, you already negate your wholeness. The signs are merely a roadmap on how to play the game of you being distracted and waiting on something else to get you out of the cycle. So my 12th house already has me under containment. That's my perspective. That's my personal experience. If you keep relegating your energy into signs, trines, quadrants, placements, houses, ascendings, risings, nodes, and all that shit, you're only going to find the pieces of you that are become safe to play the game. But when I understand that those are just emanation points of myself in separation, I have to stop seeing myself in separation and have to figure out my wholeness. So humor me, just to go off of what you asked, what is the 12th house's relevance to the current timeline? I'm personally telling you, it's only another system of containment. I'm only telling you it's another thought form. It will only get you to see what you have been communicating with. This is Oshun. Oshun looks in the mirror and sees herself. If the only thing you have been taught to see is yourself in separation, everything you see is only going to show you yourself in separation. When you start to understand yourself in wholeness, you get to see where self in separation is a trick. 3, what I just tell you, everything here, step 2 says, keep connecting to the ritual that says, follow the thoughts. That 12th house ideology, which 1 + 2 is 3, it will only show you another thought to communicate with. This is what you hear me call the lotus cakes of forgetfulness. You're on a mission to find you, but you've now been distracted by something else that shows you something else to see. You keep eating the cakes because they taste delicious and they fill the gaps in your energy, and they start to tell you a fantastic story. Girl, when I was 26, they say they had that right. When my Jupiter met my Virgo, everything was fine. It sounds beautiful, and it can relegate to everything you believe in. But again, the whole trap is getting you to believe more in yourself in separation than you are focusing on why I don't understand my own wholeness. AKA what I said at the beginning, belief. Belief goes way deeper than religion. Before there was religion, there was always star maps, astrology, and different systems of cosmology. Religion just became the biggest infection that enslaved everything else. And I do mean to use the word enslaved, because if you did your early research into Christian kingdomships, most of them motherfuckers was astrologers too. They just would demonize somebody else that knew more astrology than them, because at that point, them Jewish motherfuckers was all about power. So all they kept doing was demonizing what was older and then rewriting what was older into what they wanted to be older. Councils and creeds. So if you're only communicating what you've been shown to see, Jedi mind trick. Astrology, as beautiful as it is, numerology, to include my own systems, you have to learn how to use them, not to use them. Jedi mind tricks. They show you what you want to see. But if what you don't want to see is your wholeness, all you're going to keep seeing is your separation. So step 3 on this decimation, where I just told you 3 is your thoughts. The first thing you have to do if you want to produce something different is you have to learn to stop thinking the same. That is common fucking sense. If you try and use what got you enslaved as what's going to set you free, you're the first fool. It don't make sense. If you use what already put you in subduction as what's going to release you, you're only going to release yourself into the subduction. Resonance only. Just my perspective and my experience. So step 3 in decimation is, the fuck is my thoughts? Who rules my thoughts? Apathy. Apathy rules your thought. The danger with this is, here goes 2026 already. You don't know how to think for yourself. You already think in danger. Apathy is the opposite of empathy. Empathy is I am energetically connected to what I'm seeing. Apathy is I've seen too much. I don't want to keep seeing it. So think about what I'm saying. The thoughts only want you to stay distracted and keep taking losses, but still stay the genie. The genie, the jinn, one of the most powerful things in this universe. Metaphysically, very few things stronger than the genie. So if the genie stays trapped, but still is usable, you fuck. So step 3 is keep you apathetic to your own situation. These are mermaids swimming around the water. A mermaid that swims around the water will need something else to nourish it. Common sense. A mermaid that is not in the water will need something else to come save it. What did I tell you at the beginning? The belief that somebody else is going to decimate what you refuse to let die? Foolish. We got shown that shit and we get shown that shit every day. You got shown to where, holy shit, some of the stuff we believe in is time to let go. Some of the people we believe in is time to let go. Soon as enough people say, hey, it's time to let go, you got 2 sets of fools that'll say, wait a minute, give them another chance. And now, boop, right back in status quo. That is why I've always said for years, fuck a revolution in this country, because the minute that we get free, some sick motherfucker will need to be enslaved. It was no different in COVID. The minute that people started to think for themselves, the same people or sets of people went and begged the people who did not want you to think for them. Save us, government. We know you lied to us, but save us anyway. You become apathetic to your own situation because you're too used to feeding who's killing you. 2 + 6, 8. Remember, the first card was you're too connected to the 8. You're too connected to the struggle. The third card says all I'm going to do is make you struggle in separation. You'll stay connected 2 to 6, your traumas. And if I keep you connected to your traumas, you'll be too busy struggling with your traumas. You ain't got time to see the bigger picture. Holy shit. Racism, greed, caste systems, because the United States is still in some format of a caste system, blinders and privilege, idiocracy, stupidity versus idiocracy. Those are 2 different things. You already caught in levels of separatism that you can't focus on who got you in separatism. Same old shit people say all the time. Man, if the people will stop arguing with themselves and stand up, the system will fall. No, it won't. Because the minute everybody start to stand up and act as one of those ones is going to go and reach for what they've already had. The safety of being in a cycle. Don't believe me, just watch. Whenever there is a chance for change, people keep shit the same. We've been seeing it already. 4 is a trap. 4, you are boxed into your situation. Boxed into what situation? Remember, this was supposed to be decimation of what's destroying you. But I'm trapped in what's destroying me. Holy shit, bring in the 5 monkeys again. As long as I keep it safe, it won't fuck with me. As long as I don't go up that ladder and try and eat that banana, I'm safe. So I'll gatekeep that banana from everybody else that now wants to eat. Self-sabotage. Motherfuckers can't work together because too many people are used to working against themselves. So you're already perfectly trapped. You're already perfectly trapped. Your magic is no longer your own. The magician, the alchemist, the illusionist, the potential is already under manipulation. What are you told to see and figure out why it was shown to you? Furthermore, how about figure out what was shown to you and who showed it to you? Furthermore, figure out who showed it to you and why. Furthermore, figure out why they showed it to you and then figure out if you're paying attention. Holy shit, accountability and responsibility just kicked in, but you motherfuckers like deflection. Narcissistically victimized. So step 5, which is manipulation. Here goes step 4. I already said you already trapped in manipulation. Step 5 in the decimation will show you what the manipulation is. It is a 5. You're your own abuser. You your own abuser. This is Archangel Uriel, the watchtower of Earth. Earth is your beliefs. Your beliefs have abused you so much to where you now will abuse yourself. Holy shit. The monkeys. By the time you got to the 28th monkey in the experiment, the original 5 have been removed. Everybody else that's still in there now hold belief for reprisal. They never got abused. They just don't want to get abused because the original that got abused them. There was a hidden message in there, but I'm not going to deliver it. Take your time with that. Step 6, take your trauma. Step 5 says you are already under manipulation. Manifestation up top, but in my card system, 5 in the bottom, manipulation. 4 already said you already trapped in manipulation. All your magic is under manipulation. All your thoughts are under manipulation. All your thoughts only keep you chasing yourself into all the signs of your separation that you'll never be the whole message. Oops. If you're too busy chasing the signs of yourself and separation, you've missed the whole message. You only want the pieces, not the wholeness. So you are already under manipulation and you become your own abuser because you now love what's got you pulled apart more than your responsibility to hold yourself together, which means you are your own trauma. 6, my foundation. What's my foundation? It's one steeped in abuse. Like I just said a second ago, if the original got abused, then it's going to teach the abuse to the others. Holy shit, my melanated people, what do we say? We got to break the cycle. Just because we got beat with extension cords because their ancestors got beat with chains and stuff, ain't no reason for us to discipline our children the same way that we got disciplined, because it just don't work out. And there's a large truth to that. But if you are scared to discipline because of the formats of discipline, then there's no discipline at all. Now you just got a bunch of YNs running around. But I might be wrong. 6, if you love your traumas too much, your traumas will keep you asleep. Your traumas will keep you asleep. 2-7, you'll stay connected to who you think you are. But if who you think you are is actually who you want to be, because you no longer want to be who you were, basically everything I just said, you're trying to break the generational curses of what we went through by not putting nobody else through nothing or giving them a guideline on how to be. Let them figure it out. You, that snake of knowledge, have already given your dominion to everything that you think you know. Remember, I just said a few minutes ago, the monkeys in the experiment, by the time you get to monkey 10, there's no more originals. Nobody knows. Nobody knew what happened. Everybody just has belief. You have given your dominion to belief, which means when you give your dominion to belief, you're already under enslavement. 2 + 7, 9. You're already under control. 2 7s, the master spiritualist. Master number 77, the delusional motherfucker, Sagittarius energy. If you wasn't here at the beginning, I told you we are in December. We are 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. We are 20 days from the winter solstice. The winter solstice, metaphysically, for me, is the last day of 2025. That is when you plant the seeds and you prepare to grow your 2026. I don't give a fuck about no Gregorian. I don't give a fuck about no traditional. You are here. You will sign your check in accordance with the largest spell in this goddamn country, let alone this world. When this country authorizes 2026, you are already a part of it, whether you're going to go by an Ethiopian calendar or a Mayan calendar, kiss my ass. You can lie to yourself all day damn long. And that's the problem. Too many people are comfortable lying to themselves that they don't even know their own truth. So you've given dominion over what you think you know, and now it is your system of control. What do you mean? You're too distracted by what's all in the experience. 3 is the number of experiences. It is your thoughts in replication, aka belief in manifestation. It will keep you connected more to it so that you start manipulating yourself. Remember the monkeys? They start abusing each other without even having the experience of abuse. They take over for the master, aka they become their own overseers. So much to the point to where they now abuse themselves in all their movements just so they can maintain dominion to stay under control. I hope you can see through that. Again, I'm going to keep using 2020 for a reason. This is when people found out that your belief that a mask was going to save you was just your foolish fear in manifestation, and you fought to stay even further masked which was actually producing more harm. But because the same motherfuckers that lied to you on Monday, you went to them same motherfuckers on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and came back for more on Monday, expecting them to tell you the truth. So much that your idiocracy of fear became your common sense of stupidity. So you basically stayed enslaved to what you thought was going to keep you safe, yet all your knowledge was given to you by an abuser, a governed system meant to keep you pulled apart. Step 7, what do you mean? Step 7, self-awareness. Step 6 already says we're going to traumatize you and you're going to see 2 sevens. 7 is the spiritual journey. 7 is the journey into self-awareness, which is already a lie. I don't have to journey to become aware of who I am. I got to be still and figure out what the fuck I'm doing. We call that sleepwalking. When you wake up and you don't know where you at and you just moving around aimlessly and now you hurting yourself and others, that's sleepwalking. If I wake up and it's holy shit, let me get my bearings before I move, that's awareness. Too many of y'all are sleepwalkers. That's why they call this motherfucker the realm of sleep. They call this realm, spirits call this realm the great sleep. Because there's too many people out here just dreaming. You're dreaming in a nightmare, waiting to see something different by constantly begging to see the same. Step 7, you keep going on a journey trying to find you where you're distracted to know who you are. You're distracted to know who you are, individually and collectively. Why? Because you haven't done decimation yet. Step 7 in decimation is you need to figure out who you are. God damn it. What I tell you, the 2 already had you connected to your losses. You're out here trying to go through the experience and make gains by still giving up your energy. Who are you? You're the genie. You're connected to the experiences, but you forgot you was the fucking plant, the power plant. See, I could say you forgot you was God, but God is still a force of separation. I wish y'all would learn that. God is still a source of separation, but not the source of originality. That is why in almost any ethnicity and any antiquity of civilization, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of deities, gods and goddesses. Why? Because they're broken points from one original source. What was this whole reading about? Having you so distracted that you only want to find the signs of yourself in separation because you ain't ready to unplug yourself and stop being a power plant of the experience that is only taking you further apart. 3, the thought has you making more thoughts and now you only know how to think. But yet if somebody is smart enough to program you into what to think or where to think, you're already lost. You're on a journey of trying to figure out how to be the jinn while getting did in. You want to be the genie, but you ain't worrying or you're not in awareness that the genie ain't even free. Willingly enslaved. Save me, master. 8, all you know is the struggle. Decimation point 8, decimation point 7 was you need to figure out how to get out of this experience that is only gaining more of your energy. You are only granting more wishes. You granted 3 wishes, the motherfucker didn't set you free. So then he threw your lamp away. Now somebody else found your lamp and then you grant 3 more wishes. Motherfucker didn't set you free. So now you just stay in cycles of usability. Thousands of years later, you still out here granting wishes and still begging to be free. Why? Because you use the same energy. And all I know is how to keep doing the same thing because everything I see says that that's what I must be doing. Have you ever stopped to think that the only thing you keep using is what's got you enslaved? So why not try something different? Yogi, you are fit for the struggle. Step 1 says you already connected to the struggle and it's got you distracted. Step 8 is going to say the struggle has you connected and distracted. Holy shit, step 8 is another 8. Remember, step 3 was the thought of apathy. The struggle is apathy. You're too connected to your trauma. You're too distracted from yourself because you've given too much of your healing to your trauma. And I've been saying this for a long time, but I'll say it again because y'all are getting worse with it. I'm on a healing journey. There is no healing in this realm. There is only release. You cannot heal your past. All you can do is waste your energy, my dear genie, by feeding something that has already taken place. Sorry. Come on, my fellow Reiki practitioners. My fellow, can we verify what? Jam or Ja? Can we verify what? Because you can't verify anything, even speaking personally. You can verify what you think. But as shown by almost anybody, what you think may not be what actually is. That's been a problem with I'll do it. That's been a problem with certain genders for a long time. They become overly emotional and then they get paranoid to an extent, and then they think that they know something, and then they act on what they think, and then they find out, oh, I was just being paranoid. My fault, baby. I didn't mean to accuse you. So is what you thought verified, or was your illusions and delusions and fears substantiated? Perspective. There is no truth in this realm. Everything's workable. Everything's workable. If you believe hard enough in what you want to be the truth, it's your accepted reality, but that doesn't take away from the illusion. I believe Mickey Mouse is God, and you can't take that from me. Holy shit. I can verify it because I'm worshiping that motherfucker. I got a piece of cheese on my altar right now. That's my truth. You get it? So what I believed in, I can verify because I believed in it. Can we ever set the jinn free from our thoughts? The whole problem is, who made me a genie? You understand that? This is a contract. When you sign a contract to become a jinn, you already forego your freedom. That's why I say free will is a bullshit. When you sign the contract to give up your power, you've already given up the rights to your energy. So it shouldn't be about setting the jinn free. It should be about, why was I stupid enough to become a genie? Remember I gave you the analogy a few minutes ago when it was like, and then I checked this, but then I asked why, and then I asked why, and then I asked myself why. You understand that? So I'm not concerned about setting the jinn free, because if the jinn part of me has already sold my soul to the thoughts, then I have to stop selling my soul to the jinn in myself. You understand that? I have to stop thinking in the same format that got the jinn the position and authority to enslave itself. I have to change me. Before I create myself as a jinn, I have to make sure I'm not destroying myself as the source creator. Might not make sense to you, but take your time with that. So I'm not worried about fighting what got me enslaved when I'm the one that signed the contract. I need to worry about why I signed the contract with my own enslavement. You understand that? It's like when people go to the store and you sign a contract for a new car. You didn't do your research to figure out that it was now $9,000 a month for 50 years. So you get what you get. Now you got to go fight in court to get your rights back where you wasn't smart enough to protect your energy. You get it? So if I'm not smart enough to not enslave myself, then I'm going to go on a spiritual journey of trying to get free from my choices. This is where I always say life is not a fucking summation of motherfucking experiences. It is a totality of your choices. If I choose to play that role of the genie, then I get what the fuck I get. But once I realize that I did this to myself, it is my responsibility to now quit playing the game. I don't need to set myself free. I just need to quit enslaving myself. Because to set myself free has already given position of authority into what I think has enslaved me. That is a problem with this country. Speaking before they ban me, think about it. People will sit there and say every day, we the people, we the people. And then you go beg the government that does not represent we the people to represent we the people. But yet the paper says the power is with we the people. I saw a video go a while ago. Motherfucker was asking them a direct question. Who do you support more? The Israeli people or the American people? And not one of them traitorous motherfuckers gave a real answer. All of them gave that scripted answer of, well, they're our greatest ally. When it should be common sense. If you come to my door and say, who do you support more, your children or mine? Motherfucker, I don't know your children. Fuck you and your children. Now, if some shit kick off and I got the position of helping you after I help me, we can talk. But if you think I'm going to value your life more than mine, you done lost your fucking mind. But yet our masters that you motherfuckers keep voting for are willingly in your face telling you you're a slave, and they've enslaved themselves too. So do I fight them for their freedom, or do I set myself free because I've already have the contract that says I no longer have to do this? Your energy works the same way as that Constitution. You have the choice to set yourself free from enslavement and not fight enslavement, begging it to get you free. But you're too distracted. You're taking too many losses. You are apathetic to yourself because the manipulation has become the abuser, and you're giving all your dominion to the experience that has you apathetic to yourself. So now you're at step 9. You're already under control. What needs to be decimated? The thought of control. The thought that I can't do something for myself because I now have to ask permission from what already enslaved me. That don't make sense. That's like going to an abuser and say, you beat me last night and I need you to not do it. And I'm not trying to be funny and traumatize somebody, but let's fucking be real. If you go to somebody who is abusing you and ask them to stop abusing you, you really think they're going to break from their cycle that gives them their power just so you can get yours back? We call that idiocracy. You've already surrendered your 9, your control. Holy shit, it's what you embrace. This is the element of spirit. You trying to find a way to hold yourself together, and you only want to be surrounded by things that give you that condition. That is what I keep trying to tell you motherfuckers about this. I'm finding my tribe and I'm on a soul journey in my twin flame. You finding somebody that is just as burnt as you so that your burning don't burn so bad. And that is what people are doing out here. I want to find somebody. What are y'all doing now? I'm in my soft girl era. And some of these dudes are in their soft girl era too. You want to find somebody that think like you, but you're only thinking 3, 5, 4, what's already got you manipulated, and now you're already in the struggle. So what's 9? I'm already under struggle because the only thing I'm doing is embracing the struggle, because one day if I hold the struggle in the right way, it's going to learn to love me. One day we're going to vote in the right person to give us change. Yeah, you're going to keep getting change, shortchanged. So 9 is you already controlled by what you embrace. You need to decimate embracing things that only reflect this is a child and this is his aura. This is a representation in this reading right here. This is a representation of danger. I shouldn't have to give up my energy. Holy shit, Genie. I shouldn't have to give up my power to find people who are going to respect it. I should respect my power enough to not give it away. In these cards, and these are my cards, when we did the channeling and when I came up with the idea for what I wanted Drew, I told her I wanted a child holding itself together in its aura, drawing in its ancestors. Those are supposed to be its ancestors guiding and protecting that child. But where we are at spiritually in this realm is if you don't hold yourself together, every fucking thing will help pull you apart, including your spiritual support system. You will draw in the personifications of deities, ancestors, angels, entities, spirit guides that will only give you as much information to hold your ass on a journey and not one that will get you off. And I'm sorry if you're not smart enough to understand that I am channeling parts of myself in separation because that part of myself in separation doesn't honor wholeness, love. Y'all are not so smart. I love y'all, but y'all are not so smart. Y'all don't understand when the information you've been fed is only a reflection of the abuse that you nurture in your soul, and you keep asking for answers that make you feel safe. Control Alt Delete, you will never get out of the program. When you hit Control Alt Delete on a computer and you enter into safe mode, you cannot come out of safe mode until you fix the motherfucking drivers. Or if you come out of safe mode without fixing the driver, your computer is now inoperable. You are subject to the BSOD, the blue screen of death. You keep connecting to what's making you feel safe because it's easier, 3 + 5, 8, struggle. It's easier to struggle with people who are struggling just like me because it makes my struggle feel less. That's your 9. You're being fucked well. That 9 is stroking you the fuck out because you already gave up your control to set yourself free. You just want to hire in a bunch of other damaged motherfuckers that think just like you. And now I know all my trees and my transits, and I know where all my placements are, and I know what time I was born, but I don't realize I'm already dead. Why? Because you've already given all your potential to what got you fooled. You decimated yourself by giving all your energy to your situation. What's your situation in this reading? Your 12, the ritual. You have already destroyed yourself the minute you become a part of this ritual. What's the ritual? Making you become a genie and traveling through the cycles of threes. One thought begets another thought that begets another thought, begets another thought, and now you don't know how to think. So give me all your energy and I'll fool you into thinking at what I think is the best thing for you. Did you catch that? How do you get out of a thought? Create another thought. No. How do I get out of a thought? Ask myself the validity of thinking. The validity of the thought that is sitting at the forefront. Why? And yes, that's the creation of another thought, but that is a thought of negation and not a thought of exponentiation. When you start empowering that first thought by trying to figure out how to pull it apart or hold it together, Genie, hi, let's go outside and play. Why? Stillness. Let's go outside and play. You know what? That sounds good. Bloop. Experience. My thought complemented that thought, so these two thoughts actually became one. Not that thought challenged me, and I'm gonna create another thought to challenge it, and then I need another thought to challenge it, and challenge that one, and then oh my God, boop, 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 boop. Propagation. That went over so many in your head. The universe is a reflection of yourself in experience. What is the marker for experience? Time. How do you create time? Thoughts. So the universe only wants more thoughts to mark the time that it can experience itself infinitely. 10, give me all your potential and I will take everything and show you more. 10, stop decimating yourself by trying to become more than what you authentically are when you don't even have awareness of what you authentically are. Wholeness, what's going on? Holy shit, you need to learn how to communicate with yourself. The 12th house, the 12th house was the 10th house. All the potential of pulling yourself apart is how you communicate. Remember I just told you? This thought wants you to do something. This thought says why. Which one had the most energy? This one. Because this one wants you to move. This one is challenging your stillness. Battery in the pack theory. If I go in my kitchen and get a pack of double A's, the ones in the pack are stronger than the ones that'll be plugged into any device. The ones plugged into the device are already in the field of death. They are already communicating with what they're connected to, and it's taking their energy. Holy shit, Genie. The one in the pack is still source. But it's not usable. Correct. What does this universe want? The distraction of yourself in favor of usability called experience. What's the experience? Thoughts. What should you be decimating this December? Your thoughts. How do I decimate my thoughts? By figuring out which thoughts I'm communicating with, and then I need to see which thoughts safely allow me to embrace myself before I put myself in danger, and the ones that don't reflect what I want to see, stay apathetic to them. Not my circus, not my motherfucking monkey. But if I find ones that I do want to connect to, holy shit, I can make gains in the experience because holy shit, 1 + 1 = 1. You understand that? 1 + 1 = 1. But you've been taught duality. And even that's a lie because 1 + 1 does not equal 2 if you have twins, triplets, quadruplets, quintuplets. But math, miss me. Why miss me? Because you're already in the control under the dominion of what you think you know. Yet that shit has abused you and manipulated you and kept you apathetic to yourself and basically taken losses to your distraction. So the 10 and the 12, You better learn how to decimate what you think and why you think. Because, like I told you, the only thing will be left from the 10 out of the 12 is the two things you're going to be connected to. And I'm telling you, 1221, the winter solstice, if you haven't figured out the two things you connected to by then, Molly, you in danger. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Prepare for a long 2026. And I've already pre warned you 2026, the year of empathy, will also be the year of spiritual addictions. You think motherfuckers are fanatical about their Lord and Savior right now? Buckle up next year where motherfucking shit gets harder and they're going to basically cry about why things are so hard because we ain't believing hard enough. They're going to become more fanatical about making you believe what they believe when they don't even believe what they believe. So the two things that you potentially going to be left connected to, death, trying to transmute what you're holding on to. Remember, I told you you're only left with two things. I'm trying to transmute what I'm holding on to. But the whole problem is, why do I have to transmute it? If it ain't holding on to me, why am I holding on to it? Holy shit, reciprocity. If you wasn't here at the beginning, I said a lot of y'all are narcissistic victims because you see where somebody done you wrong and you now want to switch places. You now want to kill them the way that they killed you, which means you ain't learned your lesson and you're trying to teach them one. Who the fuck are you? You have transmuted yourself trying to transmute somebody else that already transmuted you. Holy shit. 3 stages of transmutation. You're nothing but a thought form. So the first thing is you have given all your potential to the thoughts, and it, holy shit, 1 + 3, 4, got you trapped. Stop all this vindication bullshit you got going on. If somebody does you wrong, that's the whole test. Man, you did me wrong. You got me, player. I'm gone. Now, you did me wrong. I got you, player. I'm going to go write a poem or I'm going to go write a post so that you can understand how you made me feel because you need to know who you're playing with. Evidently, you don't know who you are. Evidently, when you waste your energy on showing somebody what they did to you, it's not over. You haven't learned to heal. You've only healed your trauma by giving it more of your energy. So the first point of connection is you need to understand what transmutation is, my dear alchemist. The lead told you its value. Why are you changing it to gold? Because you ain't comfortable with yourself. You understand that? The Philosopher's Stone. Why are you trying to change something because you ain't happy with you? Why? Potentially in the second card right here, the strongest connection. Because the strongest connection was the first connection. You're too busy distracted by the voice in your head. You too connected to the struggle. And this is what I was working on and telling everybody, definitely in that reading I did last night. And I warned the young goddess yesterday, and I'll extend it to you. When you start doing work on yourself from a perspective of wholeness, and you start absolving everybody from what they did to you and start taking accountability on why you showed up to play the game, when there is nobody else left in your energy and you still doing the same shit, don't go find somebody else to hire, H-I-R-E, hire yourself, H-I-G-H-E-R. I need to understand that I'm potentially going to get distracted because here I am right back in that Ouroboros circle about to start a new cycle of shit because now I realize I shitted on me, but it don't make me feel good, so let me find somebody else to blame. When you realize that the most narcissistic victim in your energy is you, don't become the victim to your own narcissism. If an experience is over, let that shit go. First words I said at the beginning of this, been trying to tell y'all since 2018, if it no longer serves, let it go. There is no healing. There is only the release of energy. You're either going to let it go or you're going to sign a new contract with trying to find a way to make it become something different. Transmutation. So resonance and ignorance, we are now in December. Deci means 10, but we're in the ritual of 12. Make it make sense. Decimate all of these thoughts that distract you so you can figure out why you're not a proponent of holding yourself together. And then take accountability. Ain't nobody else doing this to us but us. We won't choose us, so we keep choosing what won't let us hold ourselves together. And they'll never break free. Why? If you paid me to, I don't want to use the word harm. If you paid me to abuse you and I get good at abusing you and you keep increasing my pay, why would I want to get fired? Make it make sense. Wholeness. Before I go, cold moon. It's a super moon. It's on the 4th, but I already warned y'all last month. Watch out for 12-3. It's a super moon, so it will be right at 99% on the 3rd. But energetically, from a reading I did a couple weeks ago, everything about December 3rd came out in red. I'm not playing predictive. I'm just telling you, vibrational wise speaking, something big may be coming, and that's not the aliens or something like that. It's just something else that is going to rattle the collective energy, whether it is visible or invisible. Mind your energy on the 3rd. And if you're inundated with chemicals like how we are here in South Carolina, if you're noticing they're spraying, start counting the patterns from the heavy days of spray to the next time you get erratic weather, from the next time you get erratic social events, from the next time you get let me be careful with this one, from the next time you get new strains and variants. Count it. From the time you have heavy spray days where they're making W's and X's and Y's and Z's and hashtags and tic-tac-toes and circles in the sky, and you dumb motherfuckers think they're clouds, count the days from where you see a lot of that heaviness to where you start to see where things manifest. Start to pay attention. Really start to pay attention. Or keep getting the same. Wholeness. Decimate this shit. Destroy it all. Destroy that which is destroying you so that you can learn to live.